Hey, Syracuse Sports coming at you here with the ACC Atlantic, judging the ACC and the predictions of the division. Getting right into it, not wasting any time. Clemson, going to be 12-0. Enough said. Here's the only thing I have to say. When you got a schedule like Clemson, which is very similar to Alabama, where you don't play great teams outside of your conference, and even the teams that you have in your conference, i.e., Wake Forest, okay, Boston College, Louisville, Florida State, that's not good. Okay, but you're gonna go to the college football playoffs because you're 12-0, and they play A&M. That's going to be a great game. I'm going to watch that game on TV, and then they also obviously play Syracuse because Syracuse is in the conference. But they're going to be 12-0. Speaking of Syracuse, they're going to be second this year. They're going to continue, and with a interesting game versus Liberty. I'm just going to note this: the Liberty game versus Syracuse. I'm hot on Liberty this year. I don't know why, but I think they're going to probably play Syracuse closer than expected, but they're going to come out with the win. They're going to lose to Clemson. And look, I have L's here versus NC State and Pitt. That's only because I can't see Syracuse going 11-1. I've got them going 9-3. NC State, NC State takes a sharp drop off here because you went from a 3-loss to 5-loss. But I've got them 4-4. The next couple of teams all going 4-4. Loss here versus Boston College, lost to Syracuse and West Virginia, and then Georgia Tech. Could they be 6-2? Yeah, maybe. Then you got Florida State, more middle of the pack. This is the way it goes, though, in the ACC Atlantic. A lot of competition, and the only top-heavy team you have is Clemson. Which is interesting about Florida State is that they play Boise State to start the season and Florida to end the season. And while I have them as losses, they could be wins. But I just have it happening this way, and I think it's really cool that they open and end the season with an out-of-conference game. Next is Boston College. Boston College, more of the same here as the previous team. They're going to be a 4-4 also style team, just mediocre. Going to make a bowl game. I've got them losing to Notre Dame, which Notre Dame plays a couple of teams in the ACC, which is pretty neat. They play Notre Dame plays a lot of great teams. They actually have one of the best schedules, I think, in all of football. And then Clemson, obviously a loss there. And you got Wake Forest, more bottom of the barrel team here. Look at the streak of wins and streak of losses. Let me explain something to you. When you look at schedules, right, they open up versus Utah State. They might win that game. So Wake Forest could potentially, on paper, be 6-0 to start the season. But I got them at 5-1. Reason being is that they might beat Utah State, but they might lose to Boston College too. So you could kind of switch that up there. But then I have the tough part of their schedule. Look who they play: Florida State, NC State, Virginia Tech, Clemson, Duke, and Syracuse. So I have them at a 5-7 overall record, but their conference is going to be their downfall. So then you look at bottom of the barrel Louisville, and of course, ever since they had the great run with their Heisman Lamar Jackson, they're just not going to be the same for a very long time. I have them at a presumptuous 2-10 overall and 0-8. So you look at the final standings. This is what you got. Here's my comments. There's going to be a shakeup as Florida State and NC State. Their dreams of coming back to being valid in the ACC are just going to be burnt this year. Wake Forest is going to end their momentum. At looking decent last year. Louisville still stinks. But Syracuse, the silver lining to the Atlantic is that Syracuse is probably going to finish second. They had a great year last year for the team. And then, of course, Clemson is going to make the college football playoff. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my view from Syracuse Sports here, signing off.